Hey everyone. So the other day I uploaded a video with my first real foray into 3D in Godot. That was with a Zelda 3D kind of camera remake in Kakariko Village. I have a lot more progress on that and I'll make a new video on that soon. But meanwhile, I've been working on this other thing. As you could see, I'm on Bob-omb Battlefield from Mario 64, and I'm Samus, and there's another Samus here, and she is not a 3D model, she is actually a 2D billboarded sprite with 8 directions, and when I rotate around Samus, the frames change. So this is the same kind of effect that old school Doom had. And these sprites I'm actually using are from a Doom mod called Metroid Dreadnought. I was just interested in that and wanted to try making my own Metroid clone and also figure out how to do these billboarded sprites, and this is what I came up with. So the general features are you could run around, you could shoot, you could jump, hold down jump button, you jump higher, all that good stuff. And you could look around, and that's about it. There's also a health bar, which against this little dummy Samus, that doesn't matter. But, and I'm going to shift over to another video here, as you could see, we also have multiplayer. This uses the same Godot online networking that I played around with a few months ago, or a month or two ago, whatever. With my Mario clone. This time it's just 3D first person. And the billboarded sprites work perfectly. They don't have to be synced because what direction the sprite's going to be is handled client side. It might not be the best on performance right now because it's currently done every single frame, and all the billboarding effect, and also on the networking side I'm also sending the transforms and bullets and whatnot every single frame with RPC calls. So it needs some work on performance. Right now it's working totally fine. This game, I don't think this game could get so complicated that that's gonna matter unless I try running this on really old computers. But it's working pretty fine. I'm playing this with my friend Andrew Glubrecht, who you know from Banquet Games and did all the sprites for the Zelda, lots of the sprites for the Zelda tutorials. And he's in a different country and it's working totally fine. If I keep going on with this project, I'm probably gonna try to optimize it as best I can. I'd like to figure out how to do an actual server system instead of player one hosts and waits till someone connects and then it starts when everyone's there. I'd like to have drop in, drop out kind of stuff. But yeah. So now I'm gonna shift back to the code and show you kind of what I got. So here's Bob-omb Battlefield. I found a model from Models Resource, same as I did Kakariko Village. I went and changed all the materials to make them less shiny, and I ran a script. No, for this there was only one mesh, so I only needed one collision. But for other areas, I run a script through Blender to add all the collisions there. It just needs a -COL appended at the end of it for Godot to recognize that and add collision meshes. But here's the player. Right now the billboarding sprites obviously aren't going to happen unless the game's running. But it's just got an animation player to handle the billboard sprites. Each one of these numbers signifies a different direction, where 0 is forward, 1 is forward to the right, 2 is right, 3 is back right, and 4 is just backwards. And then I flip it for the left. I don't like flipping it on the Samus sprite because the gun changes hands, but there weren't actually enough sprites for me to make the full thing. I actually had it going from 0 through 7, but I had to shift the Billboard script to just flip here, because otherwise I would just not have any of this, and then I would just set the new frame. But here, let me show you how this works. This bit right here just gets the angle that the player is supposed to face. I found this on a Unity tutorial, and I adapted the math to Godot. It was just a couple of syntax changes. This one takes the angle that it's facing relative to the player and turns it into a number from 0 through 8. And then all of this is just handling whether it's flipped or not. And then I just added this in right before I started the video for the dummy stuff, but I would generally just have this, where it takes the animation, and depending on the player's current animation, I think I have jump, walk, and shoot. It'll switch to these and then append it depending on the direction here. So I think this is a really elegant solution. Instead of putting this on process, you might put it on a signal on movement or on mouse movement or something. I don't know. I think it's fine on process performance wise right now, but who knows. Some of you probably know, and you'll probably tell me in the comments. Let me know. But so yeah, that's how the Billboard works. The player, it's some of this stuff is just multiplayer only, like here, but it's just very basic. It's the same kind of stuff that you'd see in 2D, but it's in 3D. The main difference is how directions are changed, and that's just by changing the camera's rotation here. And well, yeah, it's just you change the camera's rotation here, and then instead of moving in an absolute direction, you move relative to the camera's basis. So if the camera's facing forward, this would move you left relative to the camera instead of just left relative to the world. And everything else is pretty much the same kind of stuff as most platformers and whatnot have. There's some stuff, like extra stuff, like these puppet functions, same as slave. For the networking stuff, I'm using the same exact networking lobby as I used in the Mario stuff, which is the one I got from Pong. This has been super useful because all I have to do is change one line here and then build the player scripts in certain ways, and multiplayer just works. But yes, here's how I pick the random spawn locations. This just checks if we're in single player or not, and if we are, then delete the other player and don't worry about this other stuff. Yeah, and I also have the same thing in Kakariko Village. I think these materials look a little nicer with the light settings I have, which is to say no light. Everything's just brightened up to the max. Little animations when the bullets hit the walls and ground. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, if you were here earlier today, the day I uploaded, you saw I did a stream on this. Figured some stuff out. The only thing new there is the Bob-omb Battlefield, I think, and the jumping's been improved a little bit. Like if I just tap it, then it goes shorter. But yeah, we'll see where I go with this. I'll do one more video on the Zelda stuff because I already have stuff down. I changed the lighting like this, and I added in some actual models. I haven't tweeted that or anything yet, so I don't think anyone besides my Discord has seen it, or the Godot Discord. But yeah, that's about all I got to show. See y'all soon.